People, if you're still confused about anything, the truth is inside you. So there's a self-discipline, I guess, that's required to find it. Using your intuition and closing your eyes and hoping the best for you and everybody else. So the sun's energy remains important in our newfound awareness of the power of Source, because we've always known you got vitamins from it. Now we know that it's literally life. And in this sequence of our divine inheritance and upgrade to Avatar, 12 April has astrotheological importance that I continue to understand and stand with, and hope for myself and hope for everybody else that catches the fastball when it comes in. And it won't be fast, but it'll be Aurora Borealis coming at you with, I use the analogy of scrubbing bubbles. And we know that analogy means way down deep to the surface level of your cells. If you intend it and you will it, then you're going to get it. And that's good news. These guys know. There's a couple of add-ons in the back now. They found each other. The water's a little bit noisy here in Arkansas. So we've got to negotiate it. We've got no reinforcements. And you know what I mean. You've got to have the elements with you for a proper dispensation and a transportation. And I'm fresh out of the smokes. I've got to go back to my dwelling. All right, so, you know, just be who you are and be happy for who you are and be better than that. Be better than your best version. That's what you shoot for. How do you do that? Well, you get rid of all the things in the back of your mind, you know, that you really, you know, you want to say it to them. You don't, but everybody knows it. It's really like that. So the jig is up. Bush said, we know everything to that extent. There's an Akashic Records. I mean, he wasn't even talking about that. He was 3D flat Earth explaining to the Bidens, you thought they wouldn't find out? Maybe there's multiple sources, Joe, besides CNN and plagiarism in the path of Biden. I mean, I don't really talk about him a lot. He is, you know, the JV of John McCain partnership. The vice president, who's, you know, he gets his time here to say stuff. We saw him campaign, so we know what his actual brain functions like. Then he got geared up, maxed up. Goodness knows the options of the designer. Woo! Ernest Angley, put your hand upon the TV screen. And hey y'all, he wore a wig, Ernest Angley. He just became the cover to this video. Place your hand upon the TV screen and just be authentic, Ernest, because people will shell shock out. They do. We laughed in my living room as kids when Jimmy Swaggart, you know, when they swooped their dupe and that 50-year-old mother just went, ah, and passed out. All of us children told our mother, that's you, Mom, because that's the kind of kids we were. I don't even know if she understood, but we said it anyway for ourselves to know what in the name of the church is going on. We don't do it like that at Our Lady of Mercy. They're going to paint her black. Woo! Lord have mercy. They done painted her black. Nah. Saddam Hussein Got him a statue. They tore it down. Bush tore it down. It wasn't of the right configuration. So let's give it up for Saddam Hussein. The poor bastard stood on his porch and fired the gun and said, "Come get me." Little bit of David Icke, let's say. If you got to do a character comparison, I've never, I guess I need to watch the trials when he brushed his teeth and combed his hair and said, "Hey, I'm a patsy." Whatever his testimony is, Saddam Hussein. So I can't put him on because Ernest Angley's going. He's going on the screen because you must be entertained. Truth be told, if this is true, Ernest Angley was absolutely convinced that he was going to make a lot of money if you would just buy his... Who had the sidekick? Jim Baker and Tammy Faye. Let's not assassinate characters. Let's do it anyway. We don't judge them. They get a second chance if they're still breathing oxygen. I mean, let's put it in waterboarding terms. They don't need to tell truth. I mean, my God, we laughed at them on Sundays saying, "Okay, I made it through my service. Let me click through the channels. Holy crap. What are they doing on TV on Sunday morning? Let's tell the truth." Look, I'm a truth teller. Sunday TV was crap for a kid. Crap. Everything was Saturday morning. You got the Fruit Loops and the first day off of school. You were free as a bird. Free as a flippin' bird on Saturday, but damn it. I can't speak for my Jewish brethren. They had maybe there was a rotation. They went to the Sunday Met game. I don't know. I'm just trying to tell you how it was. And anybody that grew up like me is going, okay, he's a fruitcake batch stuff. But I'll be darned. He's somehow stitching it together. Half the stuff he talks about, I kind of forgot. And when I listened to him say it, I was triggered. Boo! Not like that. Look at this. This guy's a Sharpie. I think it's, I don't know if it's a girl or guy, but very, the neighbor's dog. And they're great. They're hanging out. Not attacking me, so I must be doing something right. Look how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including my dog, who pretty much, if I don't feed him, the whining will turn to growls at some point. You would hope not. You would hope we could just go down together. Me and Rambo. When they starve us out, when they denial of services, Walmart goes toilet paper baron, that won't be a problem. Barron Trump might be a problem down the road. That guy's, he's every bit of 6'11", and he's a power forward that could probably shoot. So I hope he goes NBA, just so I could watch him play, if he's really got it. Trump, look, he's Barron Trump. So you have to go. What's his name? Stephen Curry. But Barron Trump would be more like Billy Paultz. If you're a basketball fan and you remember the New York Nets with the red, white, and blue ball, Julius Erving, Billy Paultz was the center of the Nets. And he was solid. He was every bit of, he could have been a Boston Celtic. Billy Paultz. If he went to St. John's, I don't know. They put out some good products. Chris Mullin, boom. So the Catholic boys could shoot, and they could shoot. And the rules didn't change, but the music did, to how to play it. And you know what I mean. And gifted athletes deserve space to freaking crush each other. And then you pay for it. Everybody pays for it. But first of all, my NBA exposure in the first person was absolutely, who are these men? Look at them warming up on this game that I love. And I didn't do that. Not quite that. But you got the guys that hit the half-court shots when the time comes. I'm going to throw out a name, because he's the man of men, of the era. Douglas McKeever. What are you going to say about that man and basketball? Now, his coach knew what he had, and it was the coaching plan was overt. You didn't need a microphone with Jack Leonard, because every kid in the firm place knew the plan. Give it to Dougie. And drop back. Goes a 42 world. Give it to Dougie, drop back. And he was a good coach. I like, it's my neighbor. He's a cop. Take no, that's the guy you want. And his family too. Good people. On my way to church, My father was a cop. So, I know New York City cops. I know New York City firemen. They are the cream of the crop. For the state. For the state. For the state. Many of them are guardsmen. Let's not go wrong. Let's expand the blossom. And let's go. United States service. You might just want to leave home for a while. And you do. And they know you and you know them. And then sometimes you come back. And then Kushner runs FEMA. Wait a minute. I jumped again. But the water is singing such nice music. And it's consciousness. It's first density, fifth octave music. Because it's 8 octaves and then you go up. And Sam the Illusionist just asked about, hey, what happens when we get to the big number 8? Because right now we're going through densities. And the octaves are subs. So, when you get up all the way to 8, you start a second cycle. Because it's you. And along the way, you've learned about relationships with others. So you have to go with, however long that is. It's sort of a new birth in the rotation of the eventual establishment of you as a host on a planet and a consciousness, and you just wear it all simultaneously, I think. Therefore I am. But I shouldn't think. Only the Creator does that. And I tried to just put words that I listened to from the Pleiadians who spoke to Sam. Specifically, Taygeta. And what's of interest is that the monoliths that I had been taught on Cosmic Agency that were out in space, they had a mathematical association with them that was explained, and by the time you're done with it, think of like an impregnable object that can't be hurt by a nuclear bomb. Like there's a composition like that of sorts. But the what are they called? Monoliths. The monoliths that were left on Earth, he also asked about. And they're the signatures, they're the monuments that take the vortex or the Georgia Guidestones, when it goes down, that place needs to go down. It's already been sort of liberated by Indigo Angel. She just sort of came there and explained, hey, this is what's going on and here's where it's going. So it's going. And the monument itself just has no purpose other than a really bad reminder about what they think they want to do. So it's going to go. I'm going to leave it at that. Because the things that don't need to be here don't need to be here. Nuclear waste, we're going to be assisted on how to do this stuff. The technology's there and the will of everybody is there to do it. And we're talking about retrieving crystal over the longer term. For those of you who know how to breathe and know how to love one another, like Yeshua, we have amethyst at the base of Lake Tahoe. We have huge chunks of crystal in Brazil, several places, and in Arkansas, pretty darn close to Little Rock. It's just all very ironic. And the ties to Dolores Canyon at that point become, okay, here we go. You got to tie it together with many in the grid of the true grid that we're going to, crystalline grid. That's where we're going. And I say these things off the top of my head because it's the truth. So it makes it fairly easy. You know, you have to speak slowly so that you don't mix up numbers and say 22 April instead of 12 April. This 12 April is huge. So this is a good video, and I hope people share it and watch it and have a great day. I mean, I'm out here in the sun, so I got it made. It's free energy. That's the other thing about the monoliths. Tesla's towers were kind of that, on the good side of the anti-Georgia Guidestone was Tesla's towers. And because of the dark greed of the meter that must take from the masses, J.P. Morgan, the bank, now it's Chase got the money, Morgan's got the loans. Kind of. Their team is one Rockefeller. But the system as we know it is going to cross over somehow. Some say cryptocurrency, and you have Daniel Scranton getting his read ahead on the power of crypto for a big discount if you wanted just the light codes for crypto, because it's coming. Hey, Daniel Scranton is difficult to have a contest with. I'm just going to say it because he's a great guy. But I have no desire for that light code. Just my own personal opinion, because my light code's my DNA. And by adopting crypto as a way to do business, you just fell right back into Mercury again. You really did. And I just said it. So pass it to Scranton and just tell him, hey, Boston College is a place. And hokey is pokey. So I love you, man. You guided me during important, 6th January was Daniel Scranton telling me through the Arcturians, don't pay attention. Now, I literally shut it off. 6th January was an event that was a deliberate and everything in my power to make sure I didn't have a clue what the hell happened. And then, of course, I caught up and I understood that it was time for all that. And everybody throwing out the stuff, and they building the barbed wire stuff. And come on, when does that happen in between elections? Viewers who've been through a few. Oh yeah, we have elections, so we build barbed wire, and the outgoing guy does a freaking Nazi salute to America with his wife, and she's ready to lip lock Trudeau. And it's a retreat. So where he's going from here, if Donald Trump hears this resonation, get it to him. Step aside, Homer. Get off your escalator, because it's going down. And you don't know it. Guns and oil ain't the future of this country, Donnie. So wake up. It's just not. We don't need that right. It's a wrong. The Bill of Wrongs. How about that? But that's negative. So you make it positive, and thou shalt not kill anything. Figure it out. The ones that are left here are gonna figure it out. Watch us until you die. Cancel your life insurance policy. If you get rolled up by FEMA because you got rolled up, they can guillotine you. Both have an equivalent summary. Don't be a pussy. Why do you need life insurance? Oh, to care for my family. Okay, I got that. It's worked. You can't argue with it. It's worked. The time for that's over. So if you intend it, it's coming. It's like watching TV, paying for life insurance. My fact, your opinion. I'm not adamant. I don't know where Kim Go-Green is, by the way. So I'm going to leave it at that. And it's impatience about stuff that gets strewn all over the place, and good people spend energy engaging in it's kind of like, who's the recluse, the rich guy, the millionaire, Howard Hughes. She's, Kim Gogolin's like building the big plane. Okay, let's try and make it take off, and you got 100 different cooks and broths and freaking going nowhere. And maybe it is. I hope it is. I hope I'm not in the planning that takes off and I go, wow, thank goodness I was worried about ascending and caring about her, and she's okay with her child, and she's not working that hard anymore, and she can just relax. Ground commander. The ground commander. I'm not mocking, I'm just saying, boy, ground commander, huh? I see Trump on the air more than her, and I'm not asking her to compete with him, because she knows him. I think she does. She gave him a bunch of money, and she got her hands on it. She gave it to him. She could have starved out the generals. I'm just saying that, just so you know. And she legitimized it. Look, I wanted him to do this, and he did that. And the generals are the ones that are doing it. It's down to that. So they need to feed their pocketbooks. That's Kim Gogolin, and I'm going to say it until she pipes up, because nobody's going to be lost on this collective, because I'm in it. So everybody have a great day, and I don't mean to be lectury about anything, but truth. Like, tell it. Don't disappear. That's fear. Fear opposes love. They're on the bitch shoot. Oh, Kim, no, she has to hide, and she disappeared. I know a guy in Long Island, and he knows who he is. He had firsthand, really does firsthand. She disappeared. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm saying that the guys that do IT, you got to look at them, because you don't know where they're going. I'm a first party witness to that at US SOCOM. You want to help them to tag and track stuff, you get Mustafa, and you get Private Richard W. was on the bus. Same device as technology. So that's what you support. If you're an IT, white-hatted, we're going to make it all transparent, they're going, thanks. Boy, you really meant it. And that's how it really is. So you have Billy Parker, I did a video on him, who's, all ready to rock the talk in IT development. He's dedicated to it. And he's not Billy Crystal. And he's a very wise man, but he's got you can't convince these guys when they are making that commitment. They're telling you in a nice way about how dark it really is. And it's very sad for them, because ultimately, if you believe that and you pass away when the time comes because you've been hijacked, you're gone. You're gone under their control, because you die with what you know. And it's another 75 years until we try and do something about it. So, it's dissipated. A lot of players. There are angels that I have never come across, and I can't wait. So, Inner Earth as well. It's a lot of personalities to be introduced to that are aligned with high selves. So there's a lot of chips in the womb that, boom, push this all out there. And we're in the rotation. So the orphans are aware. Now how they got aware, they got liberated by the Hopi, so they're enlightened beings, but they were hitting fourth density. So I guess the Hopi got them into fourth density awareness, and that if they sustain that all these years, that would have kept the negative, regressive opinions, which are known to be reptilian, out of Inner Earth. So as we're learning, like the Orients, decided to be like them in fifth, sixth density awareness, light beings. You know, you're talking sixth density at that point. You really are, because there's densities above that are beyond. Seventh density is Arcturian, so there's seventh density beings on the planet. You just can't see them. They're like guarding the crystal, and like you're into like Saint Germain country, because Saint Germain just is a template. Whatever he did right, he hit it. Just like Metatron, all the angels had their time and place to establish the criteria for our Creator. That's the best way to express it. Our Creator knows what she wants, and you know, be careful about this issue regarding Lucifer versus Michael and some sort of opposition. The closest I heard about it in angelic channeling in a QHHT session. Just going to say that the guide helped to, you know, I'm going to say this. As a QHHT guide, for you to be calling in angels to assist a timeline, an imaginary timeline that's true, where our Creator is doing the talking about, problems down there, and you know, sort of like the apprehension of, I know that the dark is current, so I don't like it. Oh, call in Michael. And so now she's controlling the event, and of course the response is, oh, Michael's against